Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. 2018 Fireballs here, back with another MLB 9 Innings 23 video. We're back with the showcasing series in today's video, and as always, if you guys want to be part of the showcasing series, don't forget to leave a comment down below with your team name requesting to be showcased. Please subscribe to the channel, and then last but not least, don't forget to send an in-game friend request to my alternate team, Laddie Boy. It's a Dodgers team. It's spelled L-A-D-D-Y-B-O-Y in all capital letters. With that said and done, let's get into today's teams and review the 3 new ones that we have for today. Alright, so the first team up we have for today is Let's Go Astros 1. He runs a Houston Astros B set deck with a Diamond B set deck, so a team in development, but it's looking pretty solid so far. Let's take a look at the batting order. Leading off and playing in right field, we have a George Springer 2016 Black Diamond. And looking at this card, it's not his best year, so you could definitely look for a better George Springer. His 2019 and 2020 cards, I'm pretty sure, are much better Astros cards. But looking at this train here, you ideally want 13 or less to the right side. But since it's not his best year, I wouldn't worry too much about the train. And since he's Black Diamond already, you kind of put resources into him. So you may want to look for a better card. Or honestly, I just look for a better George Springer to use. It kind of sucks that you use the Black Diamond pieces on him already, but for the future, I would just definitely look for a better George Springer, and then don't even worry about this train. Even though it's not a good train, you can do better on the new card that you get, or the new Springer that you get to replace him. It's a good leadoff hitter. The skills are okay. Charisma by itself is not great. Laser Beam doesn't do much either, and I wouldn't even use premium skill change tickets on this card just because it's not his best year, like I said. So a nice card, don't get me wrong, but just it could be a lot better. Better than him being a normal diamond to lead off though, but a great card to start off. Just look for that new George Springer like I was saying, and replace him in the future. Batting second is a Jose Altuve 18. Again, not a good card. It's actually one of his worst years. I'm going to be frank and honest with you. 70 base overall. He has a lot of other better years. 2017, even 2016 is good. I believe 2013, 14, and 15 are okay years, but the power is just not there. It's kind of similar with this card. 2018 was not a good year for him. Looking at the train, though, just like Springer, you want 14 or less to the right side. It's not really a good train at all, but I wouldn't worry about retraining him. And he's Black Diamond already, so you poured resources into him. Honestly, a bad card to put resources into for endgame purposes. Skills aren't terrible, though. I would have definitely gone with maxing out Slugger Instinct and Barrel It Up. You actually do get the Barrel It Up bonus on this card, but 5-tool player is not a good skill to max out at level 7. So honestly, just like George Springer, what I would do is look for a better Altuve. His years 2016, 2017, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 are all better than 2018. So again, it kind of sucks to use Black Diamond pieces on him, but that's just the way you got to deal with it, and look to replace him with a better Altuve in the future. Alex Bregman 2018, don't take this card to Black Diamond. It's not his best year. Look for 2019. His development isn't great either, just like Springer and Altuve. It's a really nice card with the distribution, but again, for endgame purposes, look for Bregman 19, and then Black Diamond him. I'm assuming you're a free-to-play team, so you're probably not going to pull his SIG. Skills aren't terrible. Batting machine predictions, decent. You can definitely do better. For batters, the best skills to look for are Charisma, Slugger Instinct, Spotlight, Batting Machine, and Barrel It Up. Barrel It Up is even better than Batting Machine in my opinion. So good skills on Bregman. I wouldn't retrain him. If you do get a Bregman 19, train him for 14 or less to the right side, or 13 or less, depending on how the train goes, and then replace him. This is a nice third hitter though. Don't get me wrong on that. Fourth in the lineup is a Gold Carlos Correa, trained at 20 out of 20. Again, much like the other cards already in the lineup, since he's a gold, he's not a diamond like the other ones, but you do want to eventually replace them with these golds with diamonds in the future that are all in your lineup, just to get that Diamond S set deck. Trust me, once you hit the Diamond S set deck and the Team S set deck, the team will improve significantly. So the train's bad on this card, but don't worry about it, and don't worry about skills, obviously. And honestly, this is probably Correa's worst year in the big leagues, or in this game, so look for Correa 17, 16, 18, 19, even 20. I think that was the last year he played for the Astros, but any of those years would be better than this, and as a diamond would be ideal. Batting 5th is Yordan Alvarez, 22. Now, this is an excellent card that you have right here. So this is his best year overall. You're definitely going to want to keep this card, and you're definitely going to want to land some good skills. So with the train, like I said, with the other cards, 14 or less to the right side. And then for the skills, this card, since it has high power, look for Charisma, Slugger Instinct, or Spotlight. Barrel It Up is probably not going to be met with the amount of speed that he has. So your best option to look for skills is Charisma, Slugger Instinct, or Spotlight. Batting Machine as a 3rd only. So great card. Just readjust that train and then roll some better skills in a 2nd skill slot storage. Barrel It Up and Ace Specialist isn't going to last for long. It's not going to do great, but this card can be developed, and once it is, it will be great for your team. 6th in the lineup is a non-team card, Mike Trout 2018. A good year for Trout. I believe 2019 is his best year, but honestly, all of his years are awesome. 74 base overall card. Train is not bad. I wouldn't bother retraining him or even touching him with skills either. His skills are pretty decent right there, so keep him in the lineup as long as you can. And since he's a non-team card, look to replace him in the future with a team card in the outfield. There's Michael Brantley. You have a couple other good Astros outfielders as well that you could probably get to replace him. But Trout is a great card to have in a lineup, and eventually you're just going to want to replace him. So batting 7th now, you have a Kyle Tucker 2020 signature. This is not his best year. It's probably his worst year besides 2019. As far as signatures, though, this is his worst year. So any sig is good for any free-to-play team, though. Train, you're definitely going to want to readjust. With SIGs, I like to get picky and go for 12 or less to the right side, sometimes even 11. And then with the skills, you'll have to wait until you get a grade increase, of course. But this is a good card to have. Just redevelop the train, and I would go for I1 and Power 2, since that I is below 70, and then go for Contact 3rd when you train. So train for I with the most points, Power with the 2nd, and Contact with the 3rd. And if at all possible, you could also go for Power 1, I2, and Contact 3. Just make sure that I does get some more extra points, because it's going to fall behind Contact and Power. And it doesn't look like the most recent update did much to affect how you train your players. So I don't know if that's going to change soon, but still train for 14 or less, or sorry, 12 or less to the right side on this SIG. Batting 8th is a non-team card again, but it's a retired card. Albert Pujols 2019, another Angels card. I wouldn't keep him in the lineup just like Trout for long. There are much better first base cards for the Astros. I see you have a Yuli Gurriel Gold on your bench. I'm not sure. I think there are a couple other Astros that are first basemen, but I could be wrong. So with this Pujols, what I would do is, like Trout, keep him in the lineup as long as you can. Don't retrain him. Don't reskill him. And look to replace him as soon as possible. And then finally, batting 9th is a Matt Wieters 2013. No longer in the game, has been out of the game, I believe, since 2019 or 2018 when he played with the Nationals. So this is a pretty cool card. I haven't seen this specific card before, so I really enjoy looking at retired players. 75 base fielding kind of takes away from the hitting stats, but that's okay. Again, he's not a team card, and he has some decent skills, but you're definitely going to want to look to replace him with a better catcher. The Astros have Martin Maldonado. There's also, I was going to say Jason Castro, but he did just retire and get removed from the game. So honestly, your best option for catcher is probably Martin Maldonado 2019. So he can, Wieters could probably stay in the lineup for quite a long time, to be honest with you. So keep him in the lineup with his skills. Keep the train on him. It looks okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. And yeah, honestly, until the Astros get a better catcher in this game, it's going to be hard to replace Matt Wieters. On your bench, I noticed you had a Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't know when he's going to be back from injury or whatever or his suspension right now, but cool card to have on the bench. He had an awesome year in 2021. Wish he wasn't making bad decisions, and he wouldn't, if he did make good decisions, he would be in the game. That's just kind of sad. He's one of the most talented players, and it could be ruined because of his bad choices. Also, Josh Reddick, I have this card on my Astros team. Is a good outfielder, no longer in the game though. Pretty cool. Just wanted to point that out on the bench. And then you also have Goldschmidt and Mookie Betts. I know these are really, really good cards and they boost your overall, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you just replace them with team cards to get that set deck, your team is going to improve significantly. And despite the overall drop, it might drop to 95 or a lower 96, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it to have team cards on your bench. I know these look nice, but I prefer my team's performance over the looks of the bench, if you know what I mean. But that's for the batting lineup. Let's get into the pitchers now. Your ace of the rotation is a Garrett Cole 2019 Gold Signature card. So with this card, what you're going to want to do, I wouldn't train this pitcher up to any specific type of train yet, just because he's a gold, so keep the train for now. But when you do get him to diamond, and I would grade increase this card first before Kyle Tucker, I would go ahead and grade increase him, roll some skills on him, and depending on what skills you land, ideally with starting pitchers you want finesse pitcher, dominant pitcher, last boss, or untouchable. So any of those skills combined are going to do okay or great or awesome, so you're going to want to train that card accordingly to those skills. So I could explain later on once you do get those skills, but for now, keep the train, and first and foremost, just go ahead and grade increase him once you do have a grade increase. I know it's kind of hard being a free-to-play team not having grade increase tickets. I know how that is, but this is the best starting pitcher sig for the Astros, so it's totally worth the wait. Second in the rotation is a McCullers Jr. signature card, fully maxed out at 20 out of 20. Pretty sure this is his best signature and only signature, unless he does have a 21 or a 22 sig. But with the train, what you're going to want to do is retrain him, and looking at the skills, he is untouchable and dominant pitcher. So retrain him for high velocity and high fastball, and look for 5 or less or 6 or less to stamina. And then at the same time, get as much location as you can and as much break. So with this train, you're going to want to train for velocity 1, fastball 2, and then location 3rd. That would be the way to go with this card, and the skills are okay for now. I would honestly look to get him the Black Diamond as soon as possible, because he's your only Diamond Team signature card, and Diamond Team sigs could take a while to get to Black Diamond, so you want to prioritize those Black Diamond pieces to the most expensive cards first. So be saving up for Cole and Tucker with Black Diamond pieces, and I would suggest getting McCullers to Black Diamond first, since he's already at Diamond. And yeah, that'd be my suggestion. Just retrain him for dominant pitcher, get him to Black Diamond, and then eventually later down the line you can roll premium skill change tickets and look for a legend skill. Third in the rotation is a 2011 Justin Verlander prime card, not a team card again. So I know there are plenty of good Astros pitchers out there, and you could definitely go for a Verlander, Astros Verlander instead of this Tigers Verlander. So I wouldn't retrain him. Keep him in the lineup as long as you can until you get a diamond starting pitcher that's an Astro. And it doesn't have to be Verlander. It could be Framber Valdez or Christian Javier, or not even a good one. It could be Vince Velasquez, a 64 base. The most important thing with this team is getting that S set deck bonus for the team. And like I said, trust me, your team's going to improve a lot from just the S deck bonus. Fourth in the rotation is a Mike Scott 86. I have this card in Diamond on my Astros team. He does now have his signature card, which is pretty cool. So like Verlander, this is a team card, so I'll give that to you. But keep him in the lineup as long as you can until you can replace him with a diamond starting pitcher. I would definitely get Verlander out first, though, since he's not a team card. And then once you get Verlander out, look to get Scott out with a different team starting pitcher. Fifth and final in your rotation is Colin McHugh 2015. I am pretty sure this is his best year with the Astros. It's not really the best card, but it's still a solid starting pitcher. And the train's not terrible. 9 to stamina is a little bit high for my liking through level 18, but it looks like it works out. And then the skills, last boss, Iron Will stability. He'd definitely do better on the skills, but he's not the best Astros starting pitcher, so I think this works out for you for now. Again, like I said, the ideal skills for a starting pitcher are last boss, dominant pitcher, finesse pitcher, and untouchable. Any of those skills combined, even winning streak or pitching machine as a third skill, or stability works out as well. So it's up to you. I'll leave it up to you to skill change this card. I personally would, just so he's a good solid 5th starter, and he's already at level 18. So yeah, that would be my suggestion for this card. Maybe retrain him in the future as well, and then maybe use some skill changes. Getting into the bullpen now, though. Ryan Pressly 2019, one of his best years with the Astros. Training is pretty solid there. 7 to stamina, just 1 point higher than I'd like it to be, but through level 18, try to finish him off with amp tickets. And looking at the skills, he has finesse pitcher, firefighter, Iron Will. So honestly, this skill set isn't the worst thing in the world. Finesse pitcher is an S tier skill set, or one of the best skills to have on a relief pitcher, and Iron Will is actually underrated for relief pitchers, but it's best used in the middle relief role. So what I would do with this Ryan Pressly is finish him off with amp tickets. Since you only have a couple more points to go, I would finish off with some more points to location, and a few more points to break and velocity. And that will give you the finesse pitcher bonus. For the finesse pitcher bonus, you're going to have location and break be 15 points higher than velocity and fastball combined. So the additive total of location and break must be 15 points higher than the additive total of velocity and fastball. And with these skills, I would definitely keep these. But then since I know he's a diamond, but move him into the middle relief role in place of either Giles, Bradley, or Fingers. And he's going to do much better in the middle relief role with the Iron Will skill set and Firefighter skill set, which brings pitchers, increases the pitcher's stats if he's brought in to a game where there are runners on base. So he's better in the middle relief role. Keep up with upgrading him and try to finish that train off as soon as possible. Ryan Stanek, 2021, a good relief pitcher for the Astros in 2021. I think his 22 is a little bit better, but this is a good train through level 14. Only 3 to stamina, which is what I like to see. There's no skills there. And for setup man, the ideal skills for them are setup man, winning streak, finesse pitcher, last boss, and dominant pitcher. So any of those skills combined on a setup man will be good. So definitely skill change him when you can, and then keep on going with the upgrades in the train, and he's on his way to a good development. Ken Giles, 2016. I'm pretty sure this is his second best year with the Astros. His 2017 is just slightly better. I could be wrong though. But I'm pretty sure 2017 is his best year. This one has low fastball, but that's okay. Train is not great through level 12. I would definitely go retrain. 10 stamina is much too high. And then skills, Untouchable, Iron Will. Not the worst for a middle reliever. I would keep that skill set for now. And then just try to look for a high location and high velocity train with 6 or less to stamina. Second middle reliever is an Archie Bradley 2017. This is his best card with the Diamondbacks, but it's not a team card. So like the other non-team cards, look to replace him in the future with a team card, and I wouldn't bother with the skills or with the train. Now, Legend, Raleigh Fingers in your lineup right here. Looking at the train, good so far through level 12. Keep on going. Hopefully he doesn't get much more to stamina. Ideally on Legends, I'd like to go for 5 or less to stamina just to get a bit picky, because they're really, really good cards. And they come with 333 skill sets. So don't grade increase this card until you get Cole and Tucker up to Diamond. You could honestly do this in front of Tucker if you wanted to. And yeah, just keep going with the train. And eventually, when you finally get a grade increase, you'll get him to Diamond. I know you have a lot of team cards that do need grade increases, but it'll come in due time. Last in your long relief role is a Chris Davinsky 2019. I also have this card in my backups. He has Boss, Dominant Pitcher, and Mess. And the train is pretty good through level 10, only 3 to stamina. Honestly, if I were you, I would take Davinsky because he has really good skills with Boss and Dominant Pitcher. I would personally put him in place of either Presley. I think so. This is what I would do. I would take Davinsky, replace him with Presley, and then replace Presley with Raleigh Fingers and put Raleigh Fingers in the long relief role because he's a gold. Diamonds with skills do slightly better than golds just because they have skills better than golds. So that's what I would do. I would replace Davinsky with Presley and then replace Raleigh Fingers and put him in the long relief role and put Presley in the middle relief role that Raleigh Fingers is in. I hope that all made sense. But last but not least is a Zach Britton 2015 card. I'm not sure if he's still with the Yankees or if he's a free agent, but this is his best year. Actually, second best year as a Baltimore Oriole. His 2016 card is insane. This card is really, really good as well. Again, train is not great, but he's a non-team card, and the skills aren't really good as well. So for closers, the ideal skill set is winning streak, setup man, last boss, or finesse pitcher. Any of those skills combined are endgame for a closing pitcher, but he's a non-team card. So I would look to replace him with a team closing pitcher in the future. The Astros have quite a few that are good, like Presley and Giles, as well as Billy Wagner and a couple other team cards that you could replace him with. So that's the overall view of your team. Your team has a lot of potential. I'll just need to get that S set deck up, get that Diamond S set deck up as soon as possible. And the best way to do that is going into a club and crafting team select Diamond packs. And even if the team card is a 50 base overall, I would still just replace the bench players with it, and even the relief pitchers, because that, like I said, I've been repeating this like a broken record. The S set deck for having a team set deck and a Diamond S set deck significantly improves the team, and trust me, it will make your team do much better as your team develops onward. But thank you again, bro, for letting me review your team. It was really fun, and I can't wait to see your team later down the line. But that's going to do it for this team. Let's move on now to the second team in today's video. So the second team we have today is Toro672. He runs a Toronto Blue Jays S set deck with a Diamond S set deck. And by the looks of his team, it's almost maxed out at BD for all cards in the batting lineup and in the rotation and bullpen. I know you guys can't see it because it's behind my camera, but his bench has 2 black diamonds, Alejandro Kirk and Josh Donaldson. And Donaldson does have batter's chemistry, so good on you for getting that on him. Kind of wish it was on someone else because Donaldson's a really good card, but you do have Aledmys Diaz there instead. Let's get into the team and check the batting order. Leading off is a Bartfield 86 signature card, and I'm going to assume this is a free-to-play team just because there's not a lot of SIGs, and this I think is your only team SIG right now. Looking at it, train to the right side, love to see it. 13 to the right side only, an I1 power 2 contact 3 train. Great job there since I is below 70 and much lower than power and contact. Skills are Contact Master, Table Setter, and Barrel It Up. Let me know how Contact Master does because I've never tried it out before. Table Setter and Barrel It Up seem to be really good skills in the leadoff role, and I'm just curious to know how Contact Master works because I have only Pioneer and Bad Ball Hitter on some of my teams. If it's an underrated skill, I'm more than open to using it, but this looks like a really good skill set just off the bat, and Barrel It Up at level 8 is even better. So great train, great skills. I wouldn't make any changes, and it's a high level skill set too, so awesome leadoff hitter right there. Second in the lineup is a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 21 Prime, one of the new primes added to the game just 2 months ago. 13 to the right side again, lovely train. 18 power, 14 eye, and 12 to contact. Good job going eye second there. Skills are a 3 skill set with Slugger, Charisma, and Pinpoint Strike. I assume you're using blue tickets on this. If you don't have anybody else to use them on, maybe some pitchers, but definitely try to look for Spotlight or Barrel It Up on this card. He probably won't hit the Barrel It Up bonus, so honestly your best option is probably Spotlight or Batting Machine. So keep rolling with that. I'm excited to see what you get on that. Train is basically perfect. Awesome second hitter in the lineup. Now, actually, you have 2 team SIGs. Didn't notice this one. Kevin Biggio 2019 is your 3rd hitter in the lineup. Awesome train again. 12 to the right side, 20 power, 13 eye, and 12 contact. You could have gone contact second there since it is lower, but with high eye and high power, he'll hit a lot of home runs. Skill set is Bad Ball Hitter, Slugger Instinct, and yeah, he's definitely hitting a lot of home runs with Slugger Instinct. Professional at level 3 is a good 3rd skill as well. So Bad Ball Hitter, Slugger Instinct, perfect combo right there. And then the train is spot on. 4th in the lineup is a Bo Bichette 2021, his best year with the team. 22 is basically the same, but I think 21 is slightly better as far as points to the left side. 12 to the right side again, 16 power, 15 eye, 14 contact. He could have gone with I1, but nothing wrong with going I2 here since power is a little bit lower than contact as well. Then the skill set, Barrel It Up, Batting Machine Prediction. Looks like you do hit the Barrel It Up bonus just barely at 126 contact and 99 speed. That adds up to 225 speed plus contact, so he does get that bonus. And Batting Machine is a good second skill prediction as well, so I assume he gets on base a lot with the skill set he has. Doesn't quite hit as many home runs, but is still a very solid player. Love this card in Black Diamond. 5th is your DH, and it is a Marcus Semien 2021. What a train right there. Wow, 0 to speed. So he's not swiping any bases, definitely, but he does have high contact and power second, and then eye third. Interesting. I don't know if you got this just earlier today from the free agent market and decided to train him and take him to BD. I know there was a Marcus Semien in the free agent market. Let me know if this is the case. Good skill set though. Charisma, Batting Machine, Ace Specialist. I would personally have preferred eye being one just because it's lower than power and contact like Bartfield, and that fielding is kind of high, honestly. And he has no speed, so he's definitely not hitting the Barrel It Up bonus. And maybe he does with a high contact, I don't know, but this is a really cool card, really cool train. 6 to the right side is baffling, but it's just a little bit of a weird train. But this is an awesome card, good 5th hitter in the lineup, good for DH. Honestly, you might want to put him at second base just because of that high fielding. That's just my opinion though. 6th in the lineup, Aledmys Diaz 2018, 16 to the right side train. Looks like you went for higher speed there. Power 1, I2 since I is low, and then contact third. You do have Barrel It Up, so Slugger, Barrel It Up in prediction. Doesn't quite get the Barrel It Up bonus, so You may honestly be better off just retraining this and keeping Barrel It Up as a second skill. Prediction as a high third is not bad at all either. Go all out for power and eye because he has that Slugger Instinct skill and he'll hit a lot more home runs. When this gets nerfed by last boss level 8, it's going to drop to about 111 power and almost less than 100 eye and close to less than 100 contacts. So you're kind of on the edge with that there if you're getting nerfed by last boss. So definitely go for a different train on him. I would keep the skills, but yeah, just the train needs to be 13 or less to the right side. I'm pretty sure you know already. 7th in the lineup, Teoscar 2020. This card gives me nightmares, but this one right here is 14 to the right side, I1 or I2, power 1, contact 3. Good job going I2 with that very low I. He only has 112 I even with 17 to the train, which is kind of sad, but still a good train nonetheless. Master Base, the Slugger, and Heavy Hitter. You look like you're looks like you're using greens on this card. I would keep going here. Heavy Hitter is a good second. Master Base Thief's a decent third. But Slugger Instinct is much better paired, as you know, with Slugger Instinct, Spotlight, or Batting Machine, and he could possibly hit the Barrel It Up bonus if you were to retrain. That's just my thoughts right there. And you could go for 13 or less to the right side if you got really picky about it. So keep using greens on him since he is the best Teoscar, and hopefully you land something like Charisma, Spotlight, Batting Machine, or Barrel It Up. And then depending on the skills that you land, you might want to retrain him for the future. 8th is a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 2020. This is also his best year in the game. 16 to the right side. Again, a little bit high, but go ahead and look for that 13 or less when you can. A good job going I1, power 2, contact 3. No, it isn't easy getting I1, so that might be the reason why you're not so picky about these trains. I can understand that. And then skills, Spotlight, Slugger, Batting Machine. Good job maxing out Spotlight, Slugger. This looks like it was a 2-1-1 skill set, so you only had limited options there unless you wanted to use a skill reset ticket. But this is the best Gurriel, so like Teoscar, make him maximize to his fullest potential. And I know these are all Black Diamond cards and some of them don't have legend skills, so that's totally up to you to use premium skill change tickets. With the ones that have triple 3 sets, I wouldn't, because triple 3 sets, in my opinion, are just as good as any legend skill set at high levels. So with this card specifically, I would go ahead and look for a higher skill set and roll premiums to look for Pioneer or Bad Ball Hitter or a good legend skill set, whatever that may be. And yeah, that's just my personal thoughts on this card. And then finally, batting 9th is a catcher. This is one of the new cards in the game. Pretty sure Ernie Witt right here. Good skills, Charisma, Batting Machine, and Charisma's level 8. Pinpoint Strike is a third. And then train 14 to the right side, 20 to power, 12 to eye, 11 to contact. And he has a very balanced out stat distribution with low fielding and low speed. So his hitting stats do get an extra boost there. So this is a good catcher. Pretty sure this is the best catcher besides Alejandro Kirk in the game with that great increased distribution. So props to you for getting him. And he's a vintage too, so he only has 1 year. And then let's now move on to the pitching rotation. Super excited to get into the starting rotation here with 2 legends. First is your ace, Juan Marichal. Looking at the skill sets, Slow Starter, Pitching Machine, and Last Boss. Pitching Machine's a great third skill right here. You could, if you had extra blues down the line, look for Finesse Pitcher or Dominant Pitcher or Untouchable, and this card would be endgame, but that's for later down the line. Slow Starter and Boss is definitely endgame. And then the train, 6 to Stamina, like to see that, 17 to Velocity, 16 Location, and 9 to Fastball with the last special training, and 9 to Break. So you do get the standard left side train right here, which is great for this type of skill set. So once you do land Finesse Pitcher or Dominant Pitcher, or if you land Untouchable, that'd be even better. That way you don't have to retrain him. So yeah, you probably know this, but if you land Finesse Pitcher or Dom, you're gonna have to retrain based on that for the bonus, because he doesn't quite hit a bonus right now with the standard left side train. But this is an awesome starting pitcher in your rotation. Pretty sure you're keeping him for life since he's Black Diamond, and don't plan on replacing him anytime soon or at all. And the second in the rotation is a Bob Feller. I have this on my Dodgers team. I would definitely prioritize blue tickets on this card first, since this is a bronze skill. So Slow Starter, Dominant Pitcher, another Slow Starter skill set, which is great. And then train, 12 to location, 16 location, 16 velocity, and 12 to fastball. So he definitely has the Dominant Pitcher bonus easily, even with fastball and break. That difference right there is above 15. So if you land Finesse Pitcher, that'd be cool, but even better if you would land Last Boss. So use blue tickets on him first. Feller's a great legend card. Awesome second starting pitcher in the rotation. Third is a Hyunjin Ryu 2020, his best year with the Blue Jays. A lot of 2020 Blue Jays had their best years here in this game, so not really hard to identify which best years are. You just have to go to 2020 for most of the Blue Jays. But anyway, looking at the train, 90 stamina is a bit high. And then looking at the skill set, slow starter, last boss. Again, standard left side train. And I wouldn't use blue tickets on this because it's not a triple 3 set. And then the train, I would just readjust that and go look for 6 or less to stamina with still that standard left side train. And reuse the best cards, so you're definitely going to want to make him the best he can be. And fourth in the rotation is a David Price 2015. Love this train right here. 4 to stamina. I like to see it when trains have 5 or less to stamina. They always amaze me. 16 location, 15 velocity, 13 to break. Looks like a finesse pitcher train. And you have a great skill set here with finesse pitcher. Last boss, touch, and finesse. Too bad touch wasn't higher, a little higher. It's still pretty high levels, but if it were at level 5 or level 6, I would have... It's honestly a tough call. Untouchable as a high level is still a great third skill set. I'm just getting picky here. Don't get me wrong. This skill set is amazing. Only thing that would make it better is if it were triple 3. But don't even look for a black diamond skill on him or a legend skill. This is basically perfect. He should do excellent for you for a long time. And he's retired. So great prime to have in the game. I have the exact same card. Exact same black diamond. Not the exact same skills, but great fourth starter in the rotation. Kind of surprised he's not above Ryu with the train that he has and the skills, but that's up to your discretion and you get to judge on that. Robbie Ray 21, his best year with the Blue Jays. A best year Blue Jay card that's not 2020. His 2020 card is actually pretty horrendous, so yeah. Anyway, besides that, 8 to stamina, a little bit high. Again, 6 or less to stamina is ideal. Looks like you went for a dominant pitcher train here, and you have last boss, dom, and stability. So I honestly think you could get a dominant pitcher train without having such high stamina. I would go ahead and retrain this card and go for 6 or less, like I said. And with a low break, it should be pretty easy to get the dominant pitcher bonus. And stability is a good second skill right here. So, and your catcher, I didn't notice if he had high fielding. Oh yeah, so he definitely doesn't hit the stability bonus. So it'll increase location and break a little bit, but not with that increased bonus. So great skill set still. I would look for a legend skill set on him since he doesn't have a third skill with premium skill change tickets. And yeah, you may want to wait until you get a legend skill set to retrain him, but that's totally up to you. That would be just my personal way of going about doing him, is looking for a legend skill set and then retraining him to that legend skill set. Getting into the bullpen now, Aaron Sanchez, 2014 relief pitcher, 66 base overall. Good train here, 6 to stamina, 19 location, 15 velocity, and 11 to break. Looks like you're trying to find some skills on him. Boston pitching machine's good, but I think you can definitely look for something better. Winning streak, setup man, a finesse, dom, or boss. Any combination of those would be amazing for him in the setup role. Second in your setup role is Ken Giles 19, his best relief pitcher card in the game. Blue Jays, Astros, whatever team he played for. And the Phillies too. It's better than that one, I believe. 4 to stamina right here, and that's through level 16, so keep going with that train. Boss, setup man, stability. Nice skill set right there. Keep that, and he's going to do well as a setup man. And you're probably going to just go for a standard left side train here when it's all said and done. Hopefully the last level to 17 doesn't go too much to stamina. Love to see 4. Like I said, 4 or less, 5 or less. Even especially more on a relief pitcher, because relief pitchers don't need stamina at all. They just need to get a couple outs, and the less stamina, the better. Third, and in your middle relief role is a Hector Neris 19 sig. A good train here, 7 to stamina, just a tad bit high, but it's still amazing. 21 velocity, love to see red as well. 13 location, 12 fastball, skill set, boss, and dominant pitcher. So it's a non-team signature card, but it's a really good relief pitcher. So keep him in the lineup as long as you can until you land a better Blue Jays relief pitcher. I highly doubt that happens though, because the Blue Jays don't have a lot of good relief pitchers. Unless you get like Tim Miza 21 or Dominic Leone, or you already have Miza. So if you get like Dominic Leone, it might be better, but honestly the SIG is definitely worth investing into since the Blue Jays don't have a good bullpen. But yeah, keep on working on those skills. It's a good skill to have in middle relief. It should do fine. And yeah, don't take him to Black Diamond though. I think you know that, just because he's not a team card and he costs 160 Black Diamond pieces. And now second middle reliever, your second middle reliever is a Tim Miza 19. Not his best year. His best year is 21, 62 base. Questionable to take him to Black Diamond since he's not the best card. But he has a good skill set here, finesse, dom, and fixer. Good job maxing out Finesse and Fixer instead of Finesse Dom. Dom is not the greatest, and in the middle relief role, Fixer's better off at level 6. You do get the Finesse Pitcher bonus on him. Let me know how this card does. I know he has a better year, but possibly in the future, if you do get a better Miza, you may want to use this card for Pitcher's Chemistry, or I don't know. Since he's already Black Diamond, it's hard because you want to utilize the Black Diamond pieces already invested into him, but you may have some tough decisions in the future since he's not the greatest relief pitcher. But he's definitely a candidate for Pitcher's Chemistry later down the line if you plan on replacing him with a better relief pitcher in the middle relief role. By the looks of it though, with that skill set and the good train, he probably won't get replaced for a little while. Final middle reliever is a Casey Janssen 2013. Might be, I think 2012 is his best year, but this is another solid year for Janssen. Looking at the skill set, Boss Dominant warmed up, good skills, and the train, dominant pitcher, 16 velocity, 13 fastball, 12 location. When he's all special trained, he should get the bonus, and yeah, no problems here with this card. Warmed up's not a bad third skill either. He'll only be in the game probably for a short time, so great card here, great skills. You could replace him in the future with a better Janssen, but you've already made him Black Diamond, so totally up to you. Then last and not least, inside the long relief role is Tapera 2018. Only through level 10 and no skills. Wouldn't worry too much about him. Develop him as you want to, and he's a good holder in that long relief role. Jordan Romano 21 is your closer. Great train, 17 velocity, 14 location, 11 to fastball. And your train is good with the skills, dom, and winning streak. Good closer skill set right there. Wish there was a third, but this should do just fine. And you do hit the dominant pitcher bonus by the looks of it. And you got that with going location second. So, awesome closing pitcher. You may even consider looking for bullpen day later on since this is a low-level skill set. But that's up to your resources and up to your choice in the future. But that's going to do it for your team. Awesome Blue Jays team, a lot of Black Diamonds, a lot of great skill sets, a lot of great trains, just a little tweaking here and there, as with every team, honestly. There can always be something to improve upon, am I right? So, love looking at this Blue Jays team, love seeing the retired David Price, and quite a few unique cards in the lineup, including the Witt catcher. And let me know about that Semien. Did you get this card just earlier today or the other day? Because I know he was sold out pretty fast in the free agent market, but other than that, that's going to do it for your team. Thank you for letting me review it, and best luck moving forward in the future with this team for you. And with that said, let's move on to the final team in today's video. Okay, so the last team we have for today's video is another Astros team. It's Donkey Dupe Sr., and he has a Houston Astros S-Set deck with a Diamond S-Set deck. He's a free-to-play Astros team, so looking forward to seeing how this team has developed so far. Let's start off with the batting order. Batting first and playing third base is a Morgan Ensberg 2005 Prime. Unfortunately, it's not his best card anymore since he does have a SIG now, but still a top tier card right here. Train is 12 to the right side, 19 to power, 18 to contact, and 8 to eye. So all special training lines up. Just would have liked to see that I get a little bit more points just because it is already so low, lower than contact and power, but that's fine. It still is a really, really nice train. Skills are Pioneer and Barrel It Up, so I can understand why you went with higher contact. I think the sad thing about this is, though, you won't hit the bonus because the speed is not at least, I believe it's 70%. Yeah, it has to be 70% of what contact is, so unfortunately, he's not hitting the Barrel It Up bonus right now because 98 speed is not 70% of 141. So I think you may want to retrain this in the future and personally go for higher eye, and then definitely go for power 1 or 2 and then contact third on the train. But this is a good skill set, definitely keep it. Master Base Thief's a good third as well. Pioneer, excellent legend skill. This is a great leadoff hitter, just could use a retrain just to hit that Barrel It Up bonus and a little more eye. Second in the lineup is a Ralph Kiner, legend card who's no longer in the game, and the skill set here is bad ball hitter, batting machine, RBI machine. So you could definitely use blue tickets on this. Look for Spotlight, Charisma, or Slugger Instinct. And then the train right here is 14 to the right side, 19 contact, 12 power, 12 eye. With this card, since it has such high base stats to power and eye, going a contact one isn't the worst idea in the world. But me personally, If you land some skill like Slugger Instinct, you're definitely going to want to maximize power out. So depending on what your blue ticket gives you in place of RBI Machine, whether that's Charisma, Slugger Instinct, or Spotlight, you may want to consider retraining him for high power and high eye, and then Contact. If it's lower, it's not a big deal because it's going to still be pretty high since it's at 77 base. But I would just retrain him according to the skill you get, or leave it depending on what you roll. So great card in the lineup. Really wish they kept him in the game. I guess they lost the licensing for him, but that's Ralph Kiner right there. Great second batter in your lineup. Glenn Davis, 89. Skill set, triple threes, charisma, batting machine prediction. Love to see it right there. And then the train is 15 to the right side. A little bit higher than you'd like it, but it's still pretty good. 19 to power, 13 to eye, and then 10 to contact. So special training lines up just fine. Just would have liked to see that at least 13 or less to the right side, but it's okay. Definitely work on special training him when you can. The special training lines up really nicely since eye is a little bit lower than contact. And like I said, the skill set is spot on. Prediction's an underrated third skill. Don't let that bother you. If you wanted to, you could use blues to look for Spotlight or Slugger Instinct, but I'd honestly be content with that and not worry about him for a little while. So good train and good skills. Keep him the way he is. Just gotta special train him. Fourth in your lineup is the best George Springer in the game, 2019 George Springer. 13 to the right side, good job with that train. 18 to power, 13 to eye, and 13 contact. Wish contact was third instead of second, but they're close enough to where it's okay. And eye is actually 10 points lower than contact with the special training, so don't like to see that eye drop that low. May want to retrain for 12 or less, or you may want to get less to the right side even, and just a little bit higher eye for that special training to go to eye second. But that's just my personal pet peeve right there. The Training Junkie Charisma Batting Machine, not an excellent skill set, but it's a good skill set. Could be better since it's low levels, and you could definitely have a little bit better of a second skill than Batting Machine. Training Junkie is a good third, but it's already only at level 1. I would personally roll some premium skill change tickets on him. Try to look for Bad Ball Hitter or Pioneer, since it is the best George Springer and you're free to play. It's not a big risk if you want to take it to look for a really good skill set on a normal card, because you're most likely not pulling any of his signature cards. So I would do that in the second skill slot storage. Look for a legend skill set, and once you do land that legend skill set and develop it, then switch it over. So yeah, just the train, a little more to eye would be nice, and then a skill set with a legend skill would be great. Fifth is a Alex Bregman 19, best Alex Bregman. Again, I assume you're eventually going to take him to Black Diamond. I would retrain him first though, 15 to the right side, just a little bit higher than you'd like it, but the special training does line up great. So just like Kiner, Bregman has high power and high eye. So what I would do is on Kiner is exactly this, what you did here, with just less to the right side. Go for power 1, eye 2, and contact 3. And then looking at the skill set, Spotlight, Batting Machine, Leg Day, good skill set here. Much like Charisma, Batting Machine, it could be better since Batting Machine is better as a third skill, and Leg Day is okay, but it's low levels. So yeah, train him up again. Go for 13 or less to the right side. Go for power 1, eye 2, contact 3. And then the skill set, if you're planning on taking him to Black Diamond like Springer, look for a legend skill set, Pioneer, Bad Ball Hitter, and roll with that. Roll with this one as long as you can until you get that legend skill set. Jose Altuve 2018, not the best Altuve in the game, so I wouldn't really worry about developing him to be the best he can be, since you can definitely roll a much better Altuve. Like I said, with the first team, Altuve 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, and 22 are all better, so he can definitely be replaced. This is a really good train for the type of card that he is though. Power 1, contact 2, eye 3, and then the skill set, Slugger Instinct, Prediction, Pinpoint Strike. So don't worry about retraining him, don't worry about reskilling him, just look forward to replacing him with a better Altuve with higher power and higher stats in the future. 6th in the lineup, Kyle Tucker, or 7th in the lineup, Kyle Tucker 2022. Pretty sure this is his best card. 21 might be just about the same. 15 to the right side. Again, like the other cards, look for 13 or less when you can, if you have the points to retrain. And then train him just like this, for 13 or less to the right side. Power 1, eye 2, and then contact 3rd. Skill set, Charisma, Slugger Instinct, good skill set here. A little bit low on the levels, but it should hit a good amount of home runs and get him on base a little bit better than if it were a Charisma, Batting Machine. That's just my thing. I know he'll definitely hit more home runs, but getting on base, he may strike out a bit more. It just depends. This game is weird sometimes. The stats don't always turn out to be exactly what you think. But yeah, with this card, just retrain for 13 or less to the right side, and then go for Power 1, I2, Contact 3, and keep the skill set as long as you can, but later down the line, definitely look for a higher level skill set. 8th in your lineup is the best Jordan Alvarez. He's only at level 12 right now, so I won't really critique the train. The way I train cards is if it's higher than, if the right side speed and fielding is higher than 10 through level 10, I'll retrain, because if it's at 10 speed plus field, so right now it's at 13 through level 12, I would definitely just retrain this, because once it's higher than the actual train number through whatever level it is after level 10, you're better off just retraining and looking for 9 or less to the right side through level 10. That's just the way I train though, and I found it to be pretty effective, so you may want to take that into consideration. Looking at the skill set though, full swing, batting machine, slugger. If this is a triple 3 set, definitely keep this and look for blues in the future. If not, you can definitely use some skill changes in the second skill slot storage, and charisma, slugger instinct, batting machine, spotlight, barrel it up. Any of those skills would work great together. Finally, Jason Castro, 2013 is your final hitter. If you snag this card just before he retired, good on you. And it's great that you have him, because this is the best catcher for the Houston Astros next to Martin Maldonado. And Maldonado's card honestly isn't that great. His 2019 card is his best, but it's a 65 base. And good job having this Castro. I would just retrain him for 13 or less, like the other cards. Your trains are great. It's just the points to the right side could be a little lower to make it endgame. And then the skills, slugger, charisma, and leg day. Good skill set here. Since he's Black Diamond and he's retired, I would go all out on this card. Get him the best train possible and get him the best skills possible, because he's most likely never coming back into the game. He wasn't a big name in baseball anyways, so the chances of him coming back are next to none. So great catcher to have. Really nice to see that you have him, because the catching for the Astros is looking pretty rough right now. And I don't think Martin Maldonado is going to get any better. But final thing I wanted to do is just look at your bench. These two non-team cards that you have. Paul Goldschmidt is a All-Star card, 2018. Really like to see All-Star cards. I just wish Comtuous, like I always say, I just wish they would make these cards useful, because they're really cool. They have unique faces, unique logos and stuff, but they just don't have any purpose other than being normal diamond cards. So, and they don't come around that often, because the packs are so hard to get. But that's the bench right there. You don't have batter's chemistry, so that's something you could definitely work on looking for in the future. Let's get into the rotation now, though. No special cards besides your closer. Let's start off with your ace, Justin Verlander, 2019. Great train. Love to see this right off the bat. 4 to stamina or less is always good. My ideal is 6 or less to stamina, so this is what I love to see. 17 velocity, 13 location, and 13 break. And it looks like you went for just a regular train, but you do have finesse pitcher, and it's a high level skill set, so you don't quite hit the finesse pitcher bonus, which is sad. I wouldn't use blue tickets on this. What I would do, since Verlander, this is his best year, I would do legend skill change, or not legend skill change tickets. If you do have a legend skill change ticket, definitely use it on him. But if you have premium skill change tickets, look for slow starter or control master, and don't retrain him, because this is a really good train. Just use it for now until you can get a legend skill set, and hopefully you land like dominant pitcher or just a standard last boss untouchable slow starter, so you don't have to retrain, because this train is really nice. But if you do end up landing slow starter with finesse or dom, I would sadly have to suggest a retrain and go train him accordingly to dominant pitcher or finesse pitcher. 15 or more to look fastball and velocity if it's dominant pitcher, or 15 points more if it to location and break than velocity and fastball. I hope that made sense. I kind of feel like I confused that up, but basically whatever it is, finesse pitcher, dominant pitcher, you want 15 or more points to location or break, or velocity and fastball to activate the bonus. I'm sorry if I confused you on that, but do that, and then the Verlander will be a good card. Colin McHugh, 2015, best year for him with the Astros. A little lower on the velocity for base stats, but that's something you can't control. Good train again, 5 to stamina through level 20, love to see it. 15 location, 14 velocity, 13 to break. And then the skill set, last boss, finesse pitcher. You do hit the finesse pitcher bonus, it looks like, once you do finally maximize his special training. So keep on going with that, and you'll definitely hit the finesse bonus. Good card to have. You could definitely replace him later down the line, though. There are some other better starting pitchers like Framber Valdez and Christian Javier. So if you do land them, you could replace McHugh. But looking at the back end, Fires could definitely get replaced, and even Morton or McCullers. Just all depends. I think Fires and McHugh are your lowest base stat pitchers right now in the rotation, just off of memory. Let's look at Morton, though. Third in the rotation, 72 base. This is his second best year. His 2018 actually has a little bit better distribution to the left side, but that's okay. 17 is still a great card. Love to see it again. 6 to stamina, 16 location, 15 velocity, and 10 to break and fastball. He also has the finesse pitcher skill, and he does hit this finesse pitcher bonus pretty easily, actually, because of that low fastball. So last boss finesse pitcher is honestly a top tier skill set for every pitcher in the game. So I like to see that you have it on your first 3 starting pitchers. Yeah, just great job at getting that. It's not something you see very often. Boss and finesse pitcher on the first 3 starting pitchers. I'd like to see that. It's very impressive. So Morton, keep him the way he is. Don't retrain him. Don't reskill him. Ace is not a bad third skill set either. It won't do much except increase his stats, but there's not much you can do about that. Once you get him to Black Diamond, though, you may want to look for Legend skill set, but that's looking long down into the future. Mike Fiers, 2015. I actually didn't know his card was this good with the Astros. I don't have a 2015 Mike Fiers for myself, and again, finesse pitcher and last boss. That's incredible. The train is not the best, though. 7 to stamina. You could definitely refigure that train, or you could look to replace him with a better starting pitcher. Javier or Framber Valdez is definitely better than him, but I didn't know it was a 70 base. I thought his best card was like a 69 or 68, but that's actually a pretty decent starting pitcher. So keep him in the lineup as long as you can with the skill set and with the train. I would just definitely not put everything into him, though, because there are better starting pitchers for the Astros. Finally, last in your starting rotation is Lance McCullers Jr., 18. He has a SIG for this year. Pretty sure this is one of his best years. 2015, 2018, and 2021 and 22, I think, are his best years. But train is good right here. Through level 20, 6 to stamina, 17 location, 13 velocity, 13 break. Special training lines up really nicely. And wow, surprising, you don't have boss and finesse pitcher on him. Dominant pitcher, untouchable is not the worst, but if you could get boss and finesse pitcher on him, that would be much better because his train is already configured to finesse pitcher, and boss finesse pitcher, like I said, is an endgame skill set. So you could keep this for now, and it's not really developed yet, so keep rolling skill change tickets on him. Look for a finesse pitcher skill set, and this card can stick in the lineup for quite some time. Let's get into the bullpen now. A retired card is your first setup man, Will Harris, 18. I have his 2017 card. His 18 card is not his best year by far. Looking at the train, though, you did a great job getting high velocity and high location to make up for the low base stats, and then break third for special training. Setup man, finesse, and lefty specialist. So this is a 3-3 set. Another card you could invest blues into. What I would do is look for that third skill, winning streak, boss, or dominant pitcher. And this card is going to be one of the best setup man you'll ever have in this game. Even though it's a low base overall, 3-3 sets will definitely improve his performance. So use blue tickets when you can, and special train him when you can. The train is awesome. He doesn't hit the finesse pitcher bonus quite. You may get away with it with the special training, but it's hard to say because it's so close. So if you get him the Black Diamond, I think you'll definitely hit it, but you'll see. I can't do the math right now, but that's a really close call. Second setup man is Ryan Presley, 23 live card. Let me know how you got this live card. It's pretty impressive seeing live cards, especially as diamonds this early in the game, especially team cards, team live diamond cards. Hopefully he does well. I don't think he's doing quite as well as he did last year starting off the season, but this is a really good train. With live cards, I don't like to invest too much into them right off the gate or right out of the gate because you don't know how they're going to perform. So with what you have right now, I would suggest just keeping this. It's excellent, but hopefully he does well. If he ends up being like a 59 base, yeah, you're going to regret it. So I wouldn't skill change him. I wouldn't retrain him. Just keep him the way he is until the end of the season. Then make the call whether you want to keep him in the lineup or not. Getting into the middle relievers, you have a Joe Musgrove, 17 as your first middle reliever. 22 to velocity makes up for that 65 base velocity, so good job there. Only 5 to stamina too, which is a really good train right there. Fixer, finesse, fixer, put away pitch, and cleaning up your mess. Fixer is the only good skill in that set, so you could definitely look for something better for middle reliever. Dominant pitcher, last boss, finesse pitcher, fixer, or untouchable even. Untouchable as a third skill only though. So good train, a little bit wonky, but based on the skills that you have, I would just suggest a retrain for now. Or sorry, a reskilling for now, not a retrain. A Brian Abreu 22, I have this guy's signature card. He's only through level 14, and it looks like a good train so far, so keep going. Hopefully he doesn't get more stamina. Skill set, dominant pitcher, untouchable, warmed up. Not a terrible skill set. They're all A tier to B tier skills for a middle reliever, so it should be okay though. Keep training him, see where the train goes, and then in the future, when you get that train finished, you could either reskill him or retrain him depending on what you want to do. Third middle reliever, Kendall Graveman 21, one of the best Astros relief pitchers. 9 through everything across the board. You don't see that very often. Through level 16. For fun, I would just keep going with that train and see if you can get 12 across the board on all of them. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that'd be pretty funny. And then looking at the skills, cleaning up your mess, Iron Will, last boss. Boss and Iron Will is actually not bad for a middle reliever because Iron Will comes with the notion that you've allowed base runners and hits, so he won't allow hits to those guys that have already gotten on base. So it's not a bad skill at all. And cleaning up your mess, not ideal, but he's a middle reliever, so it's not that important. This skill set should do okay in the middle relief role for now, and he's one of the best cards. So if Presley doesn't end up doing so well, you could eventually take Graveman and replace him, and then look for a middle relief, or sorry, a setup man skill set on Graveman rather than Presley. But that's just if Presley doesn't do good. Then you have Javier 21. Didn't see this, so you already have his relief pitcher year. This is his best relief pitcher year. He has high stamina though, so his base overall is a bit deceiving right there. He's in the long relief role though, and he has setup man and untouchable. To be honest, because he has the setup man skill, I would put him in for Presley. I know Presley has an awesome train and he has great base stats, but I'm gonna make a call and just say, you know, Javier is probably a safer bet because Presley's stats are gonna fluctuate throughout the season, and you want a steady setup man in there. So I would throw Javier in place of Presley just for now. And finally, your closing pitcher is a Billy Wagner 03 Prime, one of the very few cards that I don't yet have on my Astros team. So hopefully I can get him soon. But this is the best train out of the bunch that I've seen so far. Awesome right here. 3 to stamina, 18 location, 16 velocity, 11 to fastball. And then the skills, Control Master is an excellent skill for any pitcher. And then Dominant Pitcher and Firefighter. So would have liked to see Winning Streak or Setup Man, but Control Master, Dominant Pitcher seems like a really awesome skill set to have. And with the train, I believe he'll do really well. And it probably goes to show because you have him as your closer. So great card right here. You may just want to look for a Winning Streak Setup Man set, but those skills do get nerfed. All up to you though. Love the skill set, love the train. And yeah, that's going to do it for your team. Overall, a very solid Astros team. Good job getting the S set deck. You could eventually, you know, take these cards to Black Diamond, look for a better Altuve, like I said. And the rotation has a couple better starting pitchers that you could replace. And then with Presley, just make sure he does well, and hopefully he does do well so you can keep him in. But don't invest anything into him quite yet. Then use some blues on Harris, blue tickets on Harris and Ralph Kiner. And yeah, you have a lot to do on this team, but it's overall looking very solid. So thank you again for letting me review your team. Again, for all of you that have been waiting, I do want to apologize for how long I've been making you guys wait. It's almost been a year since you guys requested in this group, in this video, for me to do your team. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. But that's going to do it for the teams today. Let's head into the outro, and then we'll end off the video. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, if you want to be part of the showcasing series, don't forget to send an in-game friend request to Laddie that's my alternate Dodgers team, LADDYBOY. Don't forget to leave a comment down below requesting to be showcased with your team name so I know who you are. And then last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to be showcased. With that all said and done though, have a great rest of your guys' day. I will see you all in the next video.